You are now tuned into Daily Discussions with Dena. Join in the discussion right here, Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m.
Welcome to your daily discussions with Dena. As always, you are invited to subscribe and leave your comment on this discussion. Now, sometimes when we are listening or observing the news or what is in the media, I notice that they often leave out many stories, whether it's purposely done or whether or not it's considered not newsworthy or even important enough to mention. But for whatever reason it may be, it is why many people, myself included, choose to listen for news and information on social media. That includes Black Twitter, Black Facebook, or Black YouTube. These have become some of the leading and most reliable sources. That is one positive thing that social media has going for itself. It delves into issues and information that the world, news, or popular media chooses to ignore. And people, a part of social media, highlight things that are important or even exclusive to not just our community of people, but um, Black Twitter, Black Facebook, and YouTube tends to speak on most any issue that is going on or is happening. And it's a common thing because every group out there has a source, whether or not they will admit it, that they can go to for actual information that is factual and unfiltered. Now, before social media, it was hard to be able to determine what Black people thought process was on or about a matter, a particular issue, or even just delivering pertinent information in regards to us, to the masses. Now, the invention of social media has really been effective to a degree, very helpful. However, we have the pitfalls, and there's a lot of horrific stuff that is also on social media, but it is undeniable that manipulation and control of actual media and networks kind of keep people from listening. It's often one sided. We live in what is called a free country. However, there are many that would argue with that conclusion. You're free to watch or not watch, but the information is, like I said, presented often one sided. Our power to control what is presented on or how we are presented, a stereotype, is not. We have no control over that often. It's just presented, or even the ability sometimes to respond to it. And how it is delivered is still very much controlled by the owners of the media or whatever platform that you find yourself on. And it is true that most groups in this country and around the world for that matter have a network or some type of company or some form of media that is ran by them exclusively. And that media often represents them. It speaks or caters to their group's issues, culture, entertainment, and even their basic concerns, not excluding what is happening in and around the world, but it's satisfying to know and see oneself represented, even when communicating information. It's good to see yourself and your kind represented. But it always seems to differ when it comes to Black people in America who are labeled African American, ADOS, FBA, or just Black. We are a specific group of people that share a common culture and a history, yet it is often disregarded, omitted, appropriated, or even disparaged by some. And I think it is past due time we change that. But I still am very thankful that through social media we have attained the ability to deliver news that concerns of concern to us through personal individuals that take the time to focus on us and what matters to us, our culture, our issues, people that we love, people that we follow. It is good that we have others out there that take the time to present information, because we do tend to seek out some of those YouTubers and podcasters, even if you disagree with their personal ideology. We listen because they have the latest information on and issues that may affect us. Now, one issue that I saw come across my feed a couple of days ago, and I was looking and listening to see if this would be also presented in the media, and I hadn't seen it until today, and that is the Nation of Islam leader, Minister Louis Farrakhan, has taken legal action against the Anti-Defamation League. And actually, on October 16th, in Manhattan federal court, there was a lawsuit filed on his behalf seeking $4.8 billion in damages. Now, the suit states that the ADL has infringed upon the minister's First Amendment rights by labeling him an anti-Semite, which is believed to be a false narrative that unfairly tarnished his reputation. I believe that to be true too. Now, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, as well as the Nation of Islam, have both and are claiming that both of them have been affected by this misuse and false accusation, this term that has been put upon them, and it has permanently barred them from being a tool to assist those within the Black community. And the court filing includes an extensive 787-page collection of supporting documents. Now, the director of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, told the New York Post the suit has no merit. They said it has no merit. And he continued to label the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as an anti-Semite, and said that one need look no further than his own words and statements to come away with the same conclusion. But I think that's a matter of his opinion. It's just simply his opinion, of course. That does not make it a fact. It's simply because he said those words, and I'm referring to the ADL director. Just because he spoke those words don't make them factual. The Nation of Islam did, however, post a letter that was also all over social media, and I am going to read what the final call actually put out, and it reads: that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam sues the Anti-Defamation League and the Simon Wiesenthal Center for the misuse of the word anti-Semite. So on October 16th, which was the 28th anniversary of the Million Man March, and this is what was presented on Facebook that I am reading from the Nation of Islam. And it says that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam sued the ADL, its CEO Jonathan Greenblatt, SWC, and Rabbi Abraham Cooper of the SWC in the federal court of the Southern District of New York for First Amendment violations and for defamation. For over 40 years, the defendants have falsely labeled Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam as anti-Semites and as being anti-Semitic because of a difference in theological viewpoints and for his pointing out misbehavior of some members of the Jewish community, among other things. This false labeling has hindered Minister Farrakhan in his mission, which is to deliver the truth taught by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that will correct the condition of spiritual, mental, and moral death of the Black man and woman of America that came as a result of the 310 years of chattel slavery and over 150 years of oppression and suppression thereafter. Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, in bringing this action, are keenly aware that good, law abiding citizens are likewise victims of this mischaracterization, including the late Nelson Mandela, President Jimmy Carter, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Bishop Desmond Tutu, and many more. The defendants have, at times, indiscriminately and arbitrarily mislabeled countless politicians, entertainers, athletes, authors, educators, public speakers, academics, comedians, and others as being anti Semites and as anti Semitic, simply because, in many instances, the speaker did not agree with the defendant's point of view, and in some instances, simply because the person made a favorable comment about Minister Farrakhan and or the Nation of Islam. The importance of this case extends far beyond the named plaintiffs, but it encompasses every citizen of America who values the freedom of speech, the freedom to exercise his or her religion, and the freedom to associate with persons of like interests. These unjust actions by the defendants over the years have caused many to fear their censure and rebuke, which thereby significantly erodes and has a chilling effect on the protections woven into the fabric of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and must not be accepted. If it is the will of God, Minister Farrakhan will personally address the filing of this lawsuit at a press conference in the near future. And I am really looking forward to hearing Minister Farrakhan speak on this specifically. Final Call News is reporting that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will be speaking on October 28th at 10 a.m. on NOI.org. So he will be speaking about the lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League and the Simon Wiesenthal Center. But what are your thoughts on this discussion? Be sure to subscribe and leave me your comment. And join me next time for a daily discussion with Dena. Ta-ta.
This concludes the Daily Discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.